1 or 2 years on their instruments the opportunity to play in a full band. The Year 9 students are traditionally the leaders of the group, having the most experience, but they are having today some guests from Year 10 who will also be leading their particular sections. So, the first, Mr. Hayward, I believe the first selection from the Wind Ensemble is Around the World in 80 Measures. You'll notice a list of countries at the end of the programme. So at the back of the programme, if the house lights can just go up slightly. So if anybody's accustomed to Braille, and you can perhaps feel on the back of the programme, if you're up to the challenge, you can try to number the order of countries as you hear it in this performance. Those of you who are really keen can add the song titles to win the first prize from Mr. Hayward at the end of the evening. I believe Miss Coakley is taking in those competition pieces. I can't see who's waving at the back there, and somebody else are taking those in. So, without further ado, Mr. Hayward, the Wind Ensemble, and Around the World in 80 Measures.
Those little ones up just a little bit, please. There you go.
How many were there, Mr. Hayward, in total? Yes.
Oh, 19.
19. Okay. We'll see how many people got. Okay. Following that, I Got a Feeling. Recorded by the Black Eyed Peas, this song was voted Song of the Year in 2009. In fact, is the largest selling record on downloads, which tells us the times are a-changing. So any will.i.am or Fergie fans are invited to sing along and dance in the aisles. Mr. Hayward, I Got a Feeling. Well done to the Wind Ensemble. Now this is the time that Mr. Hayward and Mr. Swan take centre stage. Because I believe you have some awards to give out. Is that right, Mr. Hayward, sir?
Yes.
Yes, good. So I believe that other students will be joining us. Are you all going to the back? All these guys are going to the back? Okay.
Okay. We're going to have first our C award. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Mr. Fields is going to put on his secondary hat as photographer. All right, there you go. Okay. Now, C award stands for skill, effort, and attitude. So we look for students who do the best, they try try their hardest with what they have, and they have a great attitude. And I would do, since I'm here first, I would do wins first. And this person, quite soft-spoken, tries the best. She can't make it, she doesn't know she can't make it, those kind of things. And this one goes to Miss Shannon Dill.
This student has definitely has skill, puts effort, and has achieved many things. But my only complaint is I just wish she would remember to bring her music. If she brought her music, then I'd have a perfect student. This award goes to Hannah Memo.
Okay. The next two are new awards. We haven't done these before. I don't know if we'll do them again next year, but we tend to add something different every time. So, since we just had the last group, this one will be for this group. Now, this one is for two people. Now, these people they have graduated. So basically, with the wind ensemble, you have to be at a certain level to move on to the concert band. And we have a piece called 5 Minutes a Day, which is our warm-up piece. So if you can play all of that piece at a certain speed, then you get to graduate. So if you don't graduate, then you stay in wind ensemble until you graduate. However, I was short on the flute players. And so I said, hey, you guys, can you come help me out? So they gladly came over last year. They had already been out of the wind ensemble. They came on a regular basis. When they couldn't come, let me know. And I said, look, come when you can to keep me apprised of all that kind of stuff. And so very helpful, always willing to, do the best. And so this goes to Miss Fiona Dobson and Miss Phoebe Dill. Okay, this next award I would say is bittersweet for me. As you noticed, if you took notes, with the wind ensemble, it was a large group, and we have quite a few instruments in there. And what we do at Warwick Academy with our music stream, when we start students in the program, and those who are in the program know in the latter states, we would try and start these instruments. We do our best to accommodate your wishes, but at the end of the day, we need to have a full ensemble so that you can have that kind of ensemble. And so the range is limitless. The concert band can basically do any style of music. And that happens because of the amount of instruments that you have in that group. If I left it up to just the students to choose, I would basically have a band of flutes, clarinets, trumpets, maybe saxophones, maybe. And it wouldn't work, basically. So we started at the beginning of the year in September. I introduced the instruments. I'm kind of stalling because Chris is pointing me out. We introduce the instruments, and they have to say, give me a top 3 choices. And in most cases, I get to give them the top 3 choices, but it didn't happen in this case. So this award is called the Music Jump Award because this student did not get the instrument he chose. And he's like, well, Mr. Hayward, if I get really good, can I go to trumpet later? I said, you know what, well, you can always add things. You know, we've seen piano players who play one and the trumpet, whatever, so you can add stuff. Once you keep up with both things, you can handle it. And this student basically is the key example, and myself included. When I was coming up, I wanted to play the trombone, and I got a flat alto horn.